Hello! In today's video, we will go over some examples of how to use XLOOKUP in Excel. XLOOKUP was designed to replace VLOOKUP as it tackles VLOOKUP limitations and helps solving more complicated tasks. This function is only available if you're using Excel Microsoft 365 or Excel version 2021 or higher. On this sheet, we have two data ranges. One has the order numbers, order date, and employee ID, and we're missing employee name, employee job title, and sales region. The second data range has all of the employee information. We have name, job title, sales region, employee ID. We have to bring this data to orders table. So let's start it. Equal sign XLOOKUP. The first parameter is lookup value. This will be employee ID, very similar to what VLOOKUP is also asking. Then we need to provide a lookup array where this value exists in our second data range. So it will be here. Now, because these are data ranges and we don't want relative reference, we need to make sure that this is absolute range. So we'll press F4, comma, and then we need to provide the return array. Return array will be employee name. So it's here, and again, F4 to make it absolute, comma. These were the first three required parameters. The next one is if not found. If you remember with VLOOKUP, we have to wrap the function with another function, if error or if NA. In this case, XLOOKUP is taking care of this, and we can provide certain words or characters to display instead of if not found, comma. And then we have the match mode. Default for XLOOKUP is exact match. So we don't have to necessarily write this. If you remember VLOOKUP, the default was approximate match, and we had to always write false if we want exact match. In this case, we just press comma and continue to the next parameter. Here we have a few options, whether we are going to search from first to last, last to first, binary search. We don't need, we're going to use the default, so I'll leave this again and close the parentheses. And now let's check if our result is correct. It's this one. Yes, we have the correct one. Double click to fill in the rest of the information in the data range. So if we don't want to use F4 to lock cells and double click or drop down the formula to the end of the data range, we can easily solve this by formatting all the information in table. So let's do that. So we'll make table. My table has headers. Okay, make the second table as well. Right, so now let's do the same. XLOOKUP, we're looking for the employee ID into employee column, and we want to return the employee job title, comma, if not found, let's do empty cell. Match mode is exact, we can do 0 or not or nothing, and close the parentheses. And here you go. We have the results filled in correctly for the second column. Let's try to see if dynamic array SPIL can be used here. Let's delete the data in the 3 columns. They match exactly with the order in our second lookup table. XLOOKUP, we are looking for the employee ID into the employee column, and then the return array, we want the whole 3 columns to be returned, and we'll skip the rest of the optional parameters. What happened here is we're getting a SPIL error, and this means that something is preventing for the dynamic array to SPIL the results, and unfortunately table format is not allowing the dynamic array result. We'll have to revert our table to range. So if I click on table, right click, find a table and convert to range, yes, the result will be as dynamic array result. We were able to use XLOOKUP only once and put 3 different column results. Next, we are going to look at an example for approximate match result. We use approximate match when bucketing results in ranges. We have order table on the left and order amount buckets on the right table. Both are formatted as Excel tables to fill in the result faster. If you remember, when using VLOOKUP, the second lookup table had to be ordered A to Z or smallest to largest, which is limitation for VLOOKUP, and it wasn't providing correct results if the order was not alphabetical. Let's check how XLOOKUP deals with this order. Equal XLOOKUP. Lookup value will be the order total, comma, lookup array is the order total array, and the return array is our range array. If it's not found, we are not going to think about it. The match mode, however, is the exact match or the next smallest, -1 and close parenthesis. Let's check 233 between 120, 35 between 20 and 50. Anything that is bigger than 1000 goes in the last bucket. Great. Moving on to XLOOKUP with Wildcard. Let's look up employee name from a region that starts with C. XLOOKUP, the lookup value is C, lookup array is the region array, F4 to lock up the cells, return array will be employee name, F4 to lock up, and then if not found, we are not going to use match mode 2, which is a wildcard character match, and then search first to last is default. We'll leave it like that. Fortunately, nothing, because we haven't provided the special characters that needs to be used with this C. We need to provide asterisk after C, and let's see if this is correct. Central East is our first and Jason Bellamy is the first. If we were to change the search from back to the front, we'll have -1. And the name changes to Ruth Spencer, which is the last one that starts with C, sales region. Next one, we're going to search sales region that contain TH. Into the sales region, F4, provide an employee, F4 to lock up, not found, we're not going to use it. And 2 for our wildcard search. Again, nothing, because we don't have the special characters. Asterisks in the back and asterisks in front, because the TH is within the name. And here we have Ben. This is Ben. Line 13 is the first one that has TH in the sales region. So how are we going to search for the region where the third character is equal to C? XLOOKUP, we are looking at the C. The lookup array is our sales region. F4 to lookup, result is the name. F4 to lookup, 2 for wildcard. The third character we have to represent by using question mark, question mark, question mark, and the third one is C. And because we have something behind C, we have to use asterisk. So Ara is here, and that's our first result that has C in the third character. The next one is job title that ends with V. We will have asterisk and V at the end. XLOOKUP condition into job title array, F4 employee name, F4 again to lookup, and then wildcard to Eric. So this is our first result for employee that the job title ends with V. And how do we deal with values that end with question mark or asterisk? We have to use tilde and the question mark. So job title that ends with question mark will be asterisk, then tilde, and our question mark in this case will be a character and not special character. XLOOKUP, and we're looking at employee job title, F4, then employee name is the result, effort to lookup, comma, comma, 2, and closing the parentheses. So the only one is Corey, and we were able to pull the employee name. So that's how you use wildcard with XLOOKUP. But unfortunately, there is a limitation because we can see we have a lot more matches here in the table, while XLOOKUP only pulls one of them as a result, and we want a dynamic array of results, more than one. So instead of XLOOKUP, if you need to pull dynamic array of results that match certain criteria, you can use the following. You can use filter plus left and right and filter plus search. So let's take a look at some examples. Equal filter. Now the array that we want to bring is the employee array, comma, left, region. The first 5 characters equal to the condition NOR that we have here, and closing the parentheses. Here we get all of the results of the employees in a dynamic array. Let's take a look at the second result. Filter, we're filtering the names, comma, right. Text is the region. 4 characters, closing parentheses, equal to east, closing, and then we get everybody that has east at the end. The last example will be to find the employee names from region containing central. Equal filter. The array will be the employee array, comma, is number. We're checking whether we are getting number, so we want is number, and then search central within the names of the sales region, and closing 1 parenthesis for search, 1 for is number, and 1 for filter. And here you go. This is your dynamic array of names that the region contains central. If we change central to west, we will get everything that contains west. Next, moving on to two-way lookup exercise. We have a table with digital results by brands. In the first small table, we want to look up for the brand Reebok and what's the visits metric. XLOOKUP, searching for the brand into this column, comma, and we return the whole array. And that's everything here. Close. We get Reebok's metrics like horizontal array. So we have to wrap up this formula with another function, XLOOKUP. And now we are looking up the visits here into this, comma. We can close the formula now. And the result is here. So 193,000. It's here. So the results are correct. We can have a drop down and start changing and checking. We can change the metric, we can change the brand, but I've added 3 because the value is formatted differently. The number format is different. So this is the normal number format. Then we have the demand and AOV as currency formatted, and we have some percentages. It's pretty much the same formula. So XLOOKUP, looking the brand into the brand column, comma, and returning the results here, closing, and wrapping up this result into the new XLOOKUP. We have demand into this section, comma, and closing. Our last example will be for search mode parameter. We have a table with orders for a certain period of time. We are looking to understand if we have more than one sale of certain product and how many days have passed since the first order to the last order. So equal XLOOKUP, looking at the product number into the product number column, comma, return order date, comma, if not found, we don't worry, comma, exact match is good, And now we want search last to first, so -1. Then minus XLOOKUP. Again, we're looking for our N6 into the product number column, comma, return order date, comma, if not found, we don't care, match mode is exact, moving on, and search first to last. Then we'll select 1 and close. And here you go, we have -3 days for BP101. Let's see. So from 30th to 27 are 3 days. So exactly our result. If we want to switch it, we can do that. Clear. So instead of last minus first, we can do first minus last. And here you go, we have 3 days. And that's it. Hope all these examples and exercises help you understand how to use XLOOKUP, and hope to see you again. Please like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.